How are you? Welcome to the live, everyone. I am so happy that you're here to join us. Forgive me, just getting the camera set up. Yeah, hi. We are a couple minutes. I feel like, did that just happen again? I was chatting and I really don't think we were actually live yet. This happens every week, but also Facebook Live can be a little tricky sometimes. So it isn't always very clear, in my opinion, if you're actually live or not, but I'm pretty sure we are live now, so that is all that matters. Anyways, hi, hello, how are you? Happy Monday. How's your day going? I hope it is fabulous. I hope you are ready for a new week, and yeah, I hope it's really great. Sorry, just getting us situated here. I just want to make sure the angles are good. Yeah, just keeping the comments open here. So I know we're a couple minutes early. I kind of just wanted to hop on here real quick and make sure everyone was comfortable, ready, had a snack ready, had a drink ready. Just go prepared for around 20-30 minutes of chit chat. So yeah, I always like to ask you guys to comment down below your name, where you're from, your Paltalk nickname, how your day is going, what you're looking forward to this week, just anything you want to share. Please feel free. The comment section is always open for you guys, and it's always super fun to hear, your thoughts, your ideas, what is going on with you. We're actually going to be chatting in my room as well. So let me just pull up the link for you guys so you can easily come hang out there if you would like. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. I feel like I have the worst internet. There is always something. Okay, so here we go. Here is the link if any of you want to hang out with me in Michelle's room, if you want to watch here at the same time, whatever works for you. So I'm going to open up Michelle's room right now on Paltalk, and then we're going to start chit-chatting. Hello, hi. Alrighty, we're having 2 intros. Yes, so we are currently live in my room, Michelle's room here on Paltalk, and we're also live on Facebook Live on Paltalk as well. So last week we got a few messages during and after the chat that it was a little bit hard to hear me in the app. So I did buy a microphone online over the weekend. So I really hope I picked a good one. I read the reviews. All of them seemed really positive. So I really do hope that helps. Hopefully it should arrive in a week or so. Sometimes it's hard to say because I know with everything going on, some shipping stuff has been a little bit delayed. For me anyways, I buy a lot of stuff online and a lot of stuff has been delayed. So hopefully it gets here soon. I promise I will keep you posted. And when the mic does arrive, of course, please, your feedback is more than welcome. If you're happy, if you're unhappy, please let me know. So again, before we get into it, please feel free to comment your name, where you're from, how you're doing, what your nickname is, what you're looking forward to this week, just anything you want to share, feel free. The comments are always open, and I do look at every comment, both in the app and in our room. Yeah, my eyesight is really bad, so I always have to go in close to read the comments, so bear with me on that. Anyways, we've been rambling for a few minutes as always, but what else is new? Basically, so I know depending where you are in the world, what if you're going in to high school, university, college, what have you, the restrictions are different. Where I live, for me, middle school, high school, and elementary school is open in class, but colleges and universities are online. So I don't know if any of you guys are in a similar situation, in the same boat, if you have classes half online, half online, half in person. But anyways, I thought either way, a really fun topic could be chatting about all the things that you need to bring with you on your first day of school, whether that be in an actual classroom or whether it be somewhere in your home. So basically, for me, anyways, I'm the kind of person when I'm very nervous or very excited about something, I tend to forget a lot of my belongings. When I was growing up on the first day of school, I was always very nervous and very excited at the same time. And every year I would basically forget at least one thing, and it just made me so frustrated, but it was definitely, a learning opportunity. I remember it was probably like grade 3, grade 4. I forgot my lunch on the first day, and I was so embarrassed because I had to call home to have my mom bring it, and then I felt like everyone was making fun of me. But at the end of the day, I'm sure no one even noticed because they were so worried about their situation, their first day. One year it was like freezing. I remember I was like probably grade 8, grade 9, and I forgot to bring a sweater, and I was so cold. One year I forgot to bring a couple of my school supplies, and every year I just knew I would forget some things. No matter how many times I triple checked my backpack, my list, I would forget something. But anyways, if you do have the option of doing your schooling at home, of course you have more flexibility to just go to your bedroom and get whatever it is you need. But if you do end up going in the classroom, even just a couple times a week, a couple times a month, I think it's still important to have some sort of a solid list of items you will 100% need, and then another list of items that you may not necessarily need, but it can't really hurt. So basically, I know this is a very long intro. I'm just going to walk you through a handful of items that if I were going back to school this year, I would 1,000% have in my bag and my locker on my list. So we're just gonna jump on into it. So you may already know this, but I'm the kind of person who is always freezing, like always. Today where I live, it's like 25-ish degrees Celsius, and I'm still kind of chilly. I'm wearing a sweater. So I always like to have a little light hoodie in my bag or my locker. Basically, it's good to have one that's kind of on the more lighter side, so it doesn't take up too much room in your bag, it isn't too heavy, or it doesn't take up much room in your locker, and you don't have to wear it if you don't want to, but if you need it, it's there for you. And then if you're wearing it and you're out and about and you're getting a little overheated, you could easily just wrap it around your waist or something along those lines. And that really helps me. It just makes me feel a lot more confident and relaxed, knowing that if I do get freezing cold, I have something, to keep me warm. And I'm sorry, I just got a thing that said connection lost. So let's see what we could do about this. Alrighty, I think we are back now. My apologies. I have the weirdest internet ever, so I'm sorry about that. Let's see where my camera is. Could you guys see me? Sorry, I think we're having some tech issues here. Let me know if you could hear me or see me. Just give me one sec. Okay, never mind. Just got a note that we are back in business. We have lots of internet issues here on the Michelle Show. That's what we're gonna call it now. So we're back, we're chatting. Okay, I totally just lost my train of thought, so sorry about that. So you have a sweater, you're good, you're set. I'd also recommend bringing a little tiny notebook with you. Sorry, just one second. Alrighty, so let me know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, but anyways, I always think it's a good idea to have just a little notebook with you on hand, just in case you need to write something down or you need to remember something kind of more complicated. Basically, at my school, you would get your itinerary for your classes. It would be like, okay, period 1, you're in room 417, and period 2, you're in room 618, or like something along those lines. I'm not sure. But I would always get very nervous that I would forget where my classroom was, that I would go to the wrong classroom, I would forget like what floor it was on, what side of the building it was on. So I always really liked having a little notebook with me where I could just quickly jot down the room numbers, what time I had to be there, or if there were any like hints I needed to help me get to the place. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like every classroom in my school looked the exact same. And it was very hard the first few days to remember like where you had to go, right? So if I could write down little notes like, okay, so this math class is in room 215 and it's right next to that water fountain with that poster. Or something like that. I just made that up. But little tricks like that really help me remember where I have to go and just make it a lot easier. Like a random example is when I go somewhere new and I park somewhere like strange or like I've never been before, I'll always take a picture of like a sign or like a building I parked towards or near, so that way when I'm leaving to go home, I don't have to worry about forgetting where I parked. Because even if you park in a bigger parking lot and there's different like letters like A, B, C, D, like those sections are still so big and it's hard, it's not always so easy to remember like which side you parked on or even like which building you parked under. So I know a lot of buildings will share parking lots, and it just makes it a lot easier, to take a picture of where you're gonna go or just write down little notes. Like when I was in high school, I had a BlackBerry, and to be totally honest with you, I cannot remember whether it really had a lot of like photo taking like abilities, whatever. I never really took photos on it, and I don't even remember that's how long ago it was. But I feel like if I was in school now, I would definitely use my phone to take photos like of the outside of the classroom, if I had to go to a certain space, to remind myself how to get there and just like what the main deal was. An agenda is also super, super helpful. I totally understand that it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm a very big agenda planner, organization person, and it saves my life in so many ways. I write down everything. If I have to email someone, I have to write it down. If I have to submit something, I write it down. If I want to leave my house at a certain time, I'll write it down. It's a very weird system, but it works for me. In my opinion, I feel like writing notes down on your phone isn't as easy, because I feel like they're very easy to get lost. Sometimes you can accidentally delete a file or a document and not realize, or you'll forget what you even named the document. But having something like a planner in front of you, it lets you see everything, and it just makes it so much easier, in my opinion anyways. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking through the comments here. I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, that always happens whenever I take a minute to pause. I'll always forget my train of thoughts. But anyways, that is another story for another day. Another thing I definitely would bring with me my first day would be at least 2 different snacks. At least. I feel like sometimes, for me anyways, I'll be totally fine, and out of nowhere I'll just get so hungry, and it's kind of just like having like a good snack on hand. It just makes your life so much easier, you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about looking for a vending machine. You don't have to worry about leaving your campus to go get a snack real quick. Just knowing you have something just makes life, sorry, I was making comments, just makes life so much easier. And you'll always have one. Like I always like to keep a couple granola bars in my car or in my purse just in case, because you never know when you'll just get like starving. Or sometimes if you have to stay late after school for like an activity or a tutoring session that just like was totally last minute, you don't want to be to the point where you're just so hungry you can't even really concentrate. So having at least 1 or 2 easy snacks like a granola bar in your backpack or your locker is great. You never really have to worry about them expiring. You just have to be mindful that they don't accidentally break and crumble and get everywhere, because that has happened to me a million times, and I foresee it happening again plenty more times throughout my life. Oh, and I guess this also kind of goes with it, but having some sort of water like this I think is a very helpful thing. I really like these kind of bottles because they're better for the environment. If you take care of them, they could last you years, and they're easy to clean. They're a good size, so you can fill as much water as you like, and you don't have to worry about someone else accidentally taking your bottle because they think it's yours. Before I would use waters like this, I would just use the disposable kind. And I remember, like when I was little at school, I'd always leave them, like at gym class, for example, I'd always leave mine in the corner. Sometimes I would take a Sharpie and put my initials on it. And whenever I go back to get it at the end of gym class, someone would almost always recycle it or probably take it thinking it's theirs because it would just disappear. I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, I know I put it here. Like I know I put it there, but someone must have accidentally thought it was theirs, or they just recycled it, or they accidentally stepped on it and it broke. But when you have something more like this, it's very likely someone will have the same one, and it's very less likely they'll throw it away or recycle it thinking that it's trash. So yeah, these are very good to have. You can get these almost anywhere for a variety of prices. There's more affordable ones. There's the fancier ones that keep it cool or hot for hours. I just get a bunch off Amazon. I order them in bulk. So if I ever do lose it, or if I accidentally break it, I have something. Like I had another one of these a couple months ago, and what happened? Yeah, I was running and I was holding it and accidentally dropped it, and it went flying, and the lid totally broke. But it happens. It lived a good life. And then I had another backup on hand, so it was nothing to worry about. But yeah, whether you're at school or at work, I think having a little bottle like that could be super, super helpful. Oh, and then also, this is kind of another point. This could either be done in a phone or notebook, whatever makes the most sense for you. On the first day, it is always a very good idea to get the contact info of at least 1 or 2 people in your class and or your teacher. So it's only a matter of time until you can't go to school one day because you had an appointment or you had a cold, or you accidentally missed a super important PowerPoint note, or you got confused about assignment or something, and then you don't want to have that moment where you really need someone's help in your class and you have no way to be in contact with them in a timely manner. Right now, I feel like a lot of us have, our classmates and such on like social media accounts, but that isn't always as reliable like a phone number would be. Like let's say it's like 10:30 at night and you have a really, really important question about assignment due the next day. I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen, but let's be honest, it totally happens to the best of us. Sending a friend of yours a Facebook message or something asking for help obviously is a great start, but if they're not actually on their phone, if they're just like with their family or about to go to sleep, they probably won't see it. But if you just give them a quick text or call saying like, I really hope I'm not bothering you. If you're sleeping, don't worry, but if you have time, I'd really appreciate if you give me a hand on this assignment for 5 minutes. And then you could get that ball rolling before it's too late. Or I'm not sure how things work now with connecting with teachers. I don't know if they have like an email or like an online like forum or whatnot. I'm honestly not too sure. But assuming they have some sort of way to get in contact, just ask them on the first day, like, hey, Mr. Mrs. Insert name here. If I have a homework question, what's the best way to reach out to you, and like what are your hours? So that way if they say like you could reach out to me at this number, at this email between like 3 and 7, you know when to contact them if you ever need help on a last minute assignment. So I do think that is a really good thing to do, so you get it out of the way and you don't need to worry. And yeah, especially with other kids in your class, it's always good to have at least 1 or 2 people on your team that you could reach out to and you could help them. Because of course, like having one classmate to do homework with is amazing and so much better than nothing. But if they switch classes for whatever reason, if they get a cold, if they aren't available to help you with a project, if they don't know the answer themselves, it's always a good idea to have at least 1 other person on hand. And also the truth is, none of us know everything. I do not know everything. You do not know everything. So it's good to get other opinions. Sorry guys. Because like, if let's say the one classmate you ask is unsure, or they don't know the answer, or they're wrong, you have another person to cross check the information with and confirm you're all on the same page. And also, we totally all learn things differently in our own way. You may have one friend who is fantastic at math, and another friend who is fantastic at science, and another friend who's fantastic at history. Like, it isn't always as likely to have one friend who is fantastic in all, 3+. So it's good to have a variety of people on your homework team, so you can ask them for help, you can help them. So kind of everyone is just in the same boat and everyone is helping each other. Another tip I used to do all the time, I guess you're kind of doing that right now, is read a bunch of blogs and watch YouTube videos of other people giving their advice. I feel like I've stumbled across so many awesome bloggers and YouTubers who give the best advice on topics I never would have even thought about. I know a lot of people say this, but it's one thing to know something right away, and it's another to know how to Google it and figure it out for yourself, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's like so many times you'll think something and you'll be like, I don't know the answer, let's Google it and see. And then you'll just learn so many things that you never even would have imagined. Like, I've learned such excellent advice from people I found online I never would have thought of in a million years. So it never hurts to do some research, see what's out there. If you find any content creators you really resonate with, see if they have any tips that you could take inspiration from. Again, you could always just listen and see if they give a bunch of advice that you do not agree with. Then of course don't listen. You have to do what's best for you. But if you do stumble across a few helpful tips, then all the better. All the better. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Yeah, wow, I feel like this chat just flew by. I literally just thought it was like 11:10 and it's already 11:20. So I'm just gonna give one more tip. But before I do, I would absolutely love if you would comment down below your name, either your name, how you're doing, what your nickname is, where you're from, any upcoming requests or topics for upcoming chats, basically just whatever you want. If you want to share something, feel free to go ahead and share it. I always read all the comments, and it's always nice to see familiar names and familiar faces. And I hope the volume was a bit better this time. Sometimes internet issues can be a little tricky. Again, I ordered a mic over the weekend, so I'm really hoping it arrives soon. I will keep you posted though, I promise. And I also hope I bought a good one and it actually works, so we shall see. I have bought a ton of things online in the past that were not what I thought they were, and that was just my misunderstanding. So we'll see if this is a good product. Anyways, so I feel like the last thing I want to end with is just be confident, don't be afraid, be optimistic that everything will turn out okay. I know this school year is going to be a lot different than most school years, and it may take you some time to adjust, even though it's been a while. It's still hard to get used to like a brand new school year with new circumstances and new events. So just be brave, do the best you can, and know that we are always here for you. If you ever need anything, don't be shy to reach out and join our chats, come hang out, and be yourself, and be excited for a really great school year, because you deserve it. On that note, I think we will end right here because we've been chatting for a little while. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone who took the time to come hang out. I hope you all have a really, really great day. And our next chat will be taking place Thursday at 3:30 Eastern. So do not forget to tell your friends, mark it in your calendar, and I'll see you all next time. Okay, bye friends.